All right, we're live now, and I would love to welcome you all once again to our live session this evening. Today we're going to, of course, still go through our charts, and I also want to speak on something else, which I gave an update on earlier, which I said that I added cryptos to my asset classes or watch list. I'm going to explain, what has been happening so far. But yeah, you guys are all welcome, and I think more persons are expected to join us. But until that happens, I would now move on to yes, I will move on to share my screen, and yeah, let's take it. All right, sorry guys. Let me do that again. All right. Okay. I'm not sure why this is happening, but whenever I try to share my screen, it just Telegram immediately goes off. I'm not sure why. Let me try once more. Uh, okay. Can you guys see my screen now? Just making sure we're all on the same page. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes.
All right, that's much better. Okay, so let's go ahead. um, the JPYs, I wouldn't say so much has changed, but they're all moving as planned, right? Like we said, AJ is now pushing to the upside. So I think some of us who were short, who are on the short side of the JPYs, and now that I'm now starting to see that the trend is now going back to the upside, like we originally discussed. And I'm still very interested in these guys. For example, ADJPY. I'm still interested, but of course, I need to see price break above this key level, which is the black line. And until that happens, I'll stay on the sideline. But yeah, same thing. The plan is still very much in motion. CAT JPY, we're also breaking out of the key level. I expect price to stay above the key level throughout the month of July, which will then confirm the breakout, and after which I will look for a pullback to buy in August. So it's more like it will be more like a break and a retest at the key level. But I want this to happen just as I explained. A breakout this month, a retest next month, or in the months to come. But a breakout first. Okay, that's the most important thing. The breakout. We need to make sure that by the end of this month, July, right, this current candle that is breaking out will stay a breakout. That's the point. If that happens, then I can move on to look for a retest. I think we move on from there. CHJPY. We're still on fire for the most part, still pushing well in profit. And there's so much to discuss. I have my take profit well at the highs of 189, and we'll see if that hits. 0JPY, I'm expecting a pullback. Yeah, that would be like to be tough. I don't know if this will happen, but that's what I'm waiting for me to take long. Right, pull back down to this key level is what I'm expecting before I can go long on Euro GPY. Pound GPY is also doing well. We're trying to break past this level of resistance, and you see that is successful. And the GPY just following the footsteps of AJ. These two pairs kind of move alike. So all upside contributions on every single GPY pair. That's what I'm looking at. So that's the same thing we're seeing on the GPY. And then USD GPY. Well, sideways for the most part, but all upside continuations, right? Same thing, same thing. I would want to see this price action for me to go long. But if I don't see that, then of course I'll be on the sideline. 80 card. Yes, interestingly, 80 card is breaking out of the resistance level. Okay, and what could this mean? Well, it might mean that price might want to go back and test um this key level as resistance. If that is the case, then I'll be happy to see that happen because I would love to sell at the key level, right? So if this breakout is a successful one, of course we can't really tell because this week and next week will be pivotal in helping us understand if this is a clear breakout or this is a fake out. Okay. But whatever the case is, if this is really a breakout, then I would love to see price come back to key level where I can look for opportunities to sell. But if this is not a breakout, and if the market decides to do something like this, which can see very much happen, and of course the trend will still continue to downward. So just keep our eyes open and see what the market wants to do. We never force the market, personally. We just continue to play alongside. Euro card is this perhaps going to be a pullback? I'm not sure. But it does seem like we are trying to form like a high here, which means price can pull back from a higher low. That can happen. And we'll see. I'm not sure. But I'm long on Euro card and we'll see where it takes us. Pound card as well. Let me see. Like we discussed in our last session on Monday, we said that this is looking like a break and retest. It's not clear, it's not so clear, but it is looking like that. And if the level stays strong as support, then of course we just might have bullish continuations. I bought all the way down here. I think some of us also bought down here, but I'm long from this level. I took my buy sometime in February, and yes, I'm still holding my trade up until now. Moving on, let's see. End of the card, sideways. There's nothing to speak about, to be honest. Just sideways market. USD card, same thing. There's not much to speak about, so I just let it go. Euro AUD, same thing. I don't have anything to say here. Euro NZD. Well, we might say that EN is starting to pull back. I would love to see the pullback come all the way down to the key level for me to buy because that's where I intend to take my buys for. If this is the case, then yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be very peaceful. Pound AUD, yes, pound AUD is very interesting. Let me take this out. Yeah, pound AUD is very interesting. Now we've been waiting for this retest for quite a while, and at first it seemed like we were never going to get it. I mean, after we had this pullback, and price kind of missed it, so it felt like we're not going to have the retest. But it now looks like price is going to come down and test the level because now we can see price coming back. I mean, it's not certain, of course. This can just be like a sideways market, and then the market can just continue like this. But in any case, I am expecting a retest. What I mean is, if we have a retest, if for any reason price comes back and tests this level and finds support at the level, I will become interested in looking for longs. I'm long on pound entity, so these two trades are very similar, and like we take profits is like very huge. The next key level to consider is so wide that I consider this a very huge potential. And so if it pulls back and presents an opportunity, then I have no reason not to go long. Same thing with pound entity. The difference is I'm already long. Bought way back in March. And we're just moving sideways since then. But I'm still long. I'm still holding my trades. And like I said, huge potential. If this trade are to pop up, huge potential. So let's see what happens. I'm expecting almost 1 to 7 from the guy. I'm not putting my trades for any reason. Right? So yes, moving on 80 and 80 USD. Yeah, this is interesting. So the market did find support here and is now moving back to the key level. So I'm happy about that because, like I said, I would love to sell at the key level on 80 USD. So if we come back here, this is what I'm expecting. Like, the arrows depict what I'm expecting to see, so that I can look for opportunities to sell. So I'm happy to see this. Euro USD. There's nothing for me, to be honest. To be honest, I expect a pullback. So we just took our profit on the long. So nothing for me, to be honest. Pound USD. I'm expecting a pullback to this key level. It's not happened yet, but that's what I'm waiting for. So see that plays out. And yes, NZUSD, just like AU, like I said, they're very alike. Just like AU, it seems like price is finding support around this level to go long. I'm not going to buy this, even though it does look like price might move all the way to the key level. But I can't buy this. It's good against my system. It's not wrong. It's just not something I would do. Another thing to consider is price is like in the middle of two key levels, and the trend can easily change. Or we can have this easily switch back to the downtrend. So I'm not about to battle this out. So that's simply why I would just treat my system. But yes, if we trade all the way back to the key level, then fine, beautiful. If that happens, then I'll look for an opportunity to sell right there at the level. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated with these things. So this is the most Apple currencies. The CHF pairs, I'm not interested in anything you have to offer at the moment. So this is the most Apple currencies. If you guys don't have any questions, then I can move over to indices and take those.
Hello, Kesson.
Yes, come to you.
Please, can you go back to NG? Was when you initially displayed, okay, I can see a position, a setup that was marked out here. So I don't know whether it was as a cause of the new system you're testing, because I can see the brown or the yellow bar on a blue line. So I don't know if it's the system what you are testing that made you to put that position there. So I guess that should be the reason why.
That is the case. I explained to you guys that I'm testing things out. So the lines in blue are not key level, like I've already explained. I'm just testing things out. So that's why you see position chart. These are not showing that too. Okay.
Oh, all right. Can you go over to AUD card? Okay, for AC, price already breaking above the resistance there, but I think I'm having my own resistance zone somewhere around. Let me check, please. I don't know if you can mark it out so that you can speak on that. I'm having my resistance zone somewhere around. I think is it 0.900 0.94725 0.94725. That's actually where I'm having my own resistance and not interested in selling AC. Maybe if price gets to that level. So I don't know if you actually get to consider that as level 0.904725.
Sorry. Well, one thing you have to understand is that, like I said, you will find resistance levels everywhere on the charts, okay? And you can also consider this a resistance level somewhere around this region. You can very well consider this a resistance level. Is this a resistance level? It is, absolutely. Look, this is where the problem comes, right? The problem is because you have so much resistance or so many levels to work with, you begin to get confused as to where to sell from. Because if you had this level marked out, you would not be looking at taking a sell. You want to wait for price to get here and find rejection, right? But if your level was down here, you would already be looking at sales, and price might be the level at the level. So you begin to wonder which of these levels should I use? Which of these levels is better, right? And it's a problem that occurs with picking levels on the lower time frame, not lower time frame, but in this context, the lower time frame because of what we're dealing with. So what I do is I would pretty much just go up to a time frame for that and then pick out a level, right? For example, on the monthly time frame, this appears to be where price finds reactions the most. Okay, and then it's a level that stretches out like to the left. If that makes sense. What I'm trying to say here is it doesn't also mean that it doesn't remove the fact that what you marked out is a level. It is, right? There are just too many levels to work with at this point. I will simply just use the higher time frame level, which is like what I'm seeing on the monthly time frame, as a level to work with. Okay. It doesn't mean that price cannot go up and test a minor level and then continue to bounce. It can. But I don't want to have to worry about which levels to pick. So I will just simply use the higher time frame level, if that makes sense. Did you get my point?
Of course, I did get your point. If that's the case, for the fact that I'm having my level at 0.904725, I think the key level you're having there is somewhere around point to 200, like 0.920 something. I think that should be point where the key level is. For the fact that what I'm having here is quite close. Okay, can you give me the key level, please? Let me mark it out.
0.9 0.96 0.96. Sorry, 0.896. 0.896.
0. Okay. 0.896.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the key level. Or I'm not actually talking about the resistance that we're dealing with there. I'm talking about the key level is 0.92 thousand.
You mean okay, yes. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I just
that's
have
my
to
key
come
level.
on. Okay. 0.92 thousand.
Yeah, 0.92.
If that's the case, then maybe I might now consider looking at that level, because what I'm having is pretty much close to it, to avoid getting involved and maybe getting stopped out as a result of getting to test the key level you're having. Maybe I think I should now be looking at that. I should pay attention to that particular level.
Where did you have your level?
I actually have at 0.94725. 0.94725.
So that is somewhere around here, right? That's why I said it's a cluster, because you look at where your key level is right here at the top. This resistance level is right here. So you see it's a resistance cluster. They are both resistance levels, you get. And that's why I said the fact that price breaks out of this doesn't mean that it will not test this as resistance. It can. All right. But now it becomes a problem when you're trying to decide where to sell from. Okay. So that's why I would just use one, which is the monthly level, right? And stick to that. So if price goes up, test that resistance level and drops, it will still come and break below this level, right? And once again, this level will act as resistance. You get. So whatever the case, I know that price would still eventually do something like this, right? If the trend was to continue to the downside, even though it breaks momentarily, if it does find resistance, okay, if it meets resistance at this other resistance cluster, test as resistance here again and then drop. These things can happen, but I don't have to worry about that other resistance level. It's a level, yes, anybody can use it, but this is just what I prefer to use, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Please go back to pound card.
pound card. All right.
I think the same. I think what we're having on AUD card, having the problem of the resistance. I think same problem here with pound card, but in this scenario, support, because like on the daily time frame, price is already testing the yellow bar as support. I think, though it's not pretty much clear as you stated, but I believe there will be a couple of persons that will be considering taking loans from the yellow bar. But personally, I am actually looking at the black line you have down there. That's actually where my point of interest is. Yes, that's my point of interest, because like it have held like twice, like that's like double bottom there. So currently where I'm having my this thing is at this black line. That's what I'm interested buying. So just as you are saying, one might take the loans from the yellow bar, maybe you get stopped out, and you consider taking again from the black line. You probably might get stopped out. Maybe now coming to test this other yellow bar that you're having down here, and you'll be seeing that you'll be having a whole lot of problem to face taking buys from this inner levels. So that's just what I'm saying. But personally, I'm looking at the black line. That's where I'm actually interested in.
All right. And that's not the bad thing to do, right? This is a demand zone. The black line is like a demand zone. And yes, price can come down there and continue from that point. But this yellow bar that price is currently testing is a support level. So if you want to wait for price to break that first and then come down to the demand zone, then of course by all means. Whatever the case, I think we're all looking at upside continuations. It's just a matter of where the market wants to continue from, where it chooses to continue from. We're not really expecting reversal. Of course, a reversal can happen, but until something drastic changes, we are all expecting upside continuations. If it will bounce from here, then that's fine. When the price chooses to do that here, that's also fine. It also chooses to do that here, then that's okay. Whatever the case, we can all expect bullish continuations. That's the point.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate.
Yes. So any other person who had a question just before we move over?
Yeah, Cassie.
Yes.
Cassie, you said you don't want to talk about the CHF pairs, but today I was looking at the CAD CHF. I wanted to know whether it's on a key level for maybe a reversal or so on a daily time frame. I was looking at it.
Nah, I can't see just like still way low.
So
Because
that place it's not a key level.
not really,
Yes.
not really. I
Okay.
feel like
Okay.
price can still continue to downside, yes, but I think it's going to be like momentum, right? Or it can still just continue, but whatever the case, I just would not sell here, right? Because I think I know what you're looking at. This is where your interest is, and I understand that. Is it possible that price can drop? It can. I mean, you can sell this. But whatever the case, I would just prefer a deeper pullback, right? I would just prefer a deeper pullback to go short. That's just different. So, I mean, another thing
Okay.
is, who knows? We may not have the pullback, right? Price can just continue from here. We never can predict. You get so. But this is not something I want to do repeatedly. That's just different. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, any other questions?
Looking at the sales from the yellow bar you're having there, but I think where I'm looking at it, like if you move it up a little bit, that it should cover the price action that is there, that you're having much more price action compared to the two body that you just have to cover. So like I'm just way above where you're having the level currently. So that's actually I'm looking at personally as well. Though I'm also looking at short on CAT CHF as well, but I'm just looking at those levels. Now you're marking out something different from what I'm actually having. Though what I'm having is quite above where you're having there, not so much, but just a little bit above. Yes, yes. I think taking it from the daily or the weekly, yeah, of course. So that's where I'm actually looking at.
Yeah, so same thing, right? They kind of mean the same thing. Whatever the case, cards check can continue to be down. That is true. We can, but it's not just something I would prefer to do. That's the difference. All right. So any other person who has a question? Okay, no question. So let's move over to um okay, no, let's do indices first before we move on to crypto. So for indices, anything crazy? Not exactly. It looks like we're trying to put in a new high. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like we're trying to put in. I think we already did. But nothing too crazy. Just sluggishly moving to the upside. Yeah, this is the most I can say for these guys. My 3 positions on indices are still running. I'm running very well. I explained that we hit a new equity high last this week, right? I think that was on Tuesday, and it was beautiful to see. Like, it's crazy. Almost 21 hour as at the time I sent out the text. And hold on, let me see. And yes, at that time we had like I think 11 running trades at the time, which was good. Today there's been a pullback. So I'm still around 19, 20 hours. Nothing too bad. Still good. Still very good. Let me see. Copper did create. I think Donald Trump placed like tariffs on copper. So we saw like a huge jump on Tuesday, I think. Yes, a huge jump on Tuesday. Copper moved like 13% on that day alone. And hold on. Yes, copper moved like 13% on that day alone. That it was interesting because we spoke about this black line as being a resistance and how the market might just try so hard to break but fail. And a few days later, we just bumped past the level, and now we're here. So we still have like a few more to go before we can take profit. But so far, so good. So this jump in copper was kind of like what put us ahead on Tuesday, which was good to see. And this goes to show that you never really know what happens to your positions, right? Like I was saying, you don't know. You can't place so much emphasis on each trade, and you don't place so much importance to every trade. That's why when I took copper, I didn't really think it was going to play out this fast. It's also not a guarantee, but I thought it would take like several months, but that's not the case. And just a day, we moved from being up 1 hour to being up like 3%. That's crazy in less than a day. So this is how positions portfolios can swing up and down, and how the trades can play out. Sometimes they take so much time. Other times they play out pretty fast. CWPY right now has of the gains has come out in the last 1 month, I think, or the last 2 months. But interestingly, I've been holding the trade for like, I think I bought in September of 2024. So this is like 10 months of holding the trade. But all of the gains so far we've seen came from the last 2 months. So you see how interesting trading is, and how if you place so much emphasis on a particular trade, it just might disturb you. But that's why we don't do that. Palladium as well is also doing well, up 6% today, which is good. So also pushing. When I also bought Palladium, I was expecting that it would take so much time. I think it will still take so much time because it's a 1 to 11. Right? We're looking at 11 hours on just this trade alone, so it will take time. But I'm expecting that for the first 3 months we'll have like sideways movement. But we're not having that. Why? Because the whole time since 2023 we've been moving sideways. So maybe we'll move sideways as much because all the while we've been doing that. So that's how it is with trading. Like, these are the interesting things you find out as you begin to hold swing trades and things like that.
Platinum is also doing well. I think, in fact, metals are having a field day, like I would always say. Platinum is also doing well, but I want this pullback to get long. So I took my longs here, took profits here in June. We broke out in June, and I still expect the pullback to get long here and then take my profits here again. So we'll see. If that happens, then that'll be fine. Silver as well. We broke out, and I would love to see a pullback to go long. I would love to buy at 35 because 49 is like my next take profit. Yes, 49 is like the next point, and it's such a huge reward I can expect from the trade. So we'll see if it plays out. All right, I'm hoping that these ideas come into light. We've had some very fun ideas this year. I think I've closed maybe 12 trades this year, but I think right now we have like 16 open trades because I took 5 new positions on copper. Sorry, cryptos between I guess today actually 5 new positions. So we now have 60 trades running. I'll show you guys the crypto trades in a bit. But what I'm saying is we've had like some fine positions this year, and I don't know how many more we can have. But if the trades will have play out, then I think we're expecting like some crazy numbers. So yes, let's move on to cryptos. But before I move on to cryptos, if you guys have a question.
Yeah, Cassie. The last time I raised a question about DApps. But you said it's supposed to pull back. Then I'm watching. It's like it's not. It's still going high. So I don't know whether we still have opportunity to enter.
Sorry guys, just 1 minute please.
All right, George, please go ahead.
Yes, please. Now I was saying the last time I raised the issue about DApps. That's German 30. About a long position, but you were saying we're supposed to wait for some pullbacks, but it seems it's still moving high. So I was thinking that it's still an opportunity for us to go long.
Yeah, well, hold on. Like I said the last time, I wouldn't want to take my longs if price did not come down to like the 3 months. Hold on, sorry. Yes, this is where I was expecting price to hit, come down towards this region for me to buy, but it didn't. I think it found support at, hold on. So it found support here, right? And then has continued. Now this can be momentary, okay? This can be very much momentary. Price can still come back to the level and test. It's possible. And you see, the thing is, I would not adjust my system to fit one trade idea. You get my point. I would not, because price pulled back when it comes to the key level, I would not, because of that, try to buy from this daily level. I wouldn't do that. I'm not in a haste to win a trade, right? I'm not in a haste to get involved and then make money off the trade. Because I can buy here, right? Price can push up, maybe not hit take profit, and then come down and test the key level, but then stop me out. You see, at that point, it's a different ballgame altogether. So it's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just not something I can do based on the system I trade. So I will still hold on, and if it doesn't come back and test, then I think that's pretty much the end of the idea. An example is here. We pulled back, but we didn't test the key level. Also, way back in 2024, we pulled back, but we didn't test, right? So you can see how much I missed out on here and here. But I didn't buy it, even though I just kind of saw that it was going to play out. I didn't buy it. I can't go against my system, right? I just cannot. I can't go against my plan. I just can't. So if it means that on some occasions I will miss certain ideas or certain opportunities that looks like it will play out, even though it doesn't present itself, I can't take it. I'm fine with that. For example, like I told you guys a few months ago when this dip happened, I said that all of these guys were going to go to the upside. We discussed it, right? I only took 3 out of them. So I missed on the other ones, supposedly. But then, why am I not feeling bad? I'm not, because I took the trade at 50 plan. Okay? I wouldn't want to buy everything just because I feel like or I think they're all going to play out. They did play out. They all played out. They're all playing out. But I can't take every single thing, if that makes sense. So I'm okay with missing out on that.
Okay, cousin, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So any other questions just before we speak on cryptos? Any other questions? All right. So like I said, I took 5 new trades, crypto trades, and I explained that I added these guys as on my watch list, but I'm trading them as CFDs, not on a crypto exchange, right? As CFDs, and I'm kind of adding what is available on the CFD market and what certain brokers offer. And so far, I've come up with a list, and I'll see where it goes from here. I'm not really in a haste of trying to add too many asset classes. Of course, I want that, but I'm not like trying to rush this. Another thing I noticed is that with cryptos, it's a little different. And the reason why I say so is because we don't have so much data to backtest, right? We don't have so much. You see, as opposed to Forex, stocks, indices, metals that go way back in time, not all of these cryptos have so much. All these cryptos came out like just a few years ago, so you don't have so much to test with. So you're only going to like work with like test the recent price action and then move ahead with it. You get, so it's kind of different with cryptos. But whatever the case, I'm embracing this aspect of the market, and I'll see where it takes us. But I have 5 running trades that I've added in my portfolio now, so I'll speak on them. We have Litecoin. So then, pretty much it's the same idea, right? Same thing I would do on FX, on stocks. Everything is the same. Okay. Entry pattern, everything is the exact same thing. The difference is it's like a different market right now. So Litecoin, I'm long here, and also these trades are late. I think you see this here. Okay, yes, you see this here. So these trades are kind of late, and for example, with Litecoin, ideally I should have been long like down here. So like I should be well in profit at the moment, but I'm only like just a tiny bit in profit. So I think it's the same thing with like Ripple. Yusuf is long on Ripple at the moment, but he had his entry like down here, right, which is beautiful. Like kind of the best entry, if that makes sense. But this is why I got involved. So you see, I'm pretty. So ideally, I should be long here to get, but this is where I have my entry. And this is kind of what happened with like NZD card that made me take my sales late, and also I think NZD USD where I missed out on and things like that. So it's a late entry, but I would rather be late on the entry than miss out on the move altogether. That's the point. So I'm long on Litecoin, I'm not on Ripple. So we discussed Ripple already in our last session. Litecoin is the same thing. They're all uptrends, as we know. So we hit the key level here. We came down to the support level. We broke below it. We broke above it. We tested. So this is that pattern I was speaking of. So we have it here. So I took longs. Ripple, same thing. So break and retest, right? So the first retest would have failed, which is this, but then we have the second retest, which is now what I'm taking. So two right there. Also bought Dodge. So same thing with Dodge, right? So we came here, we bounced, broke below, hit back above, but test now support. So same longs on Dodge. That's three now, right? So Litecoin, Ripple, Dodge. Then I took other Cardano. As most of you know it. So same thing, right? We broke above, we came back, tested once, twice, three times. So yeah, long on that. And then Avax or Avalanche as most persons, Avalanche as most persons would call it. So I'm also long here. So we came here, we tested, broke below, broke back above, now tested that support. So same thing, right? But then long term is an uptrend. Some of us who may be confused, right? So long term is a clear uptrend. But yeah, these are the 5 new trades I got involved with today. They are all in profit, but just like in a tiny bit. So I wouldn't really consider them in profit. I'll just say they're a break even. But these are the new trades. So 5 new trades. How do I feel? Well, like I said, it's a new market. Not new, but with this system now, I'm just kind of testing the waters. And is it possible that these trades can stop out? Of course, very likely that these trades can stop out. One of the reasons why I delayed, why I didn't really like add cryptos to the asset classes is that I wanted to have a buffer for the year. So for example, like I said, we're up 20% close trade, and we're up 20% open trade. So that's like almost 40% as we speak. I have a buffer, right? At the start of the year, I didn't really have that buffer to add a new asset class. You get. So if I had done that at the start of the year, I didn't want to. I wanted a situation where if the new asset class I'm trying to trade with, I would have to take some losses first. I wanted to make sure that I've already made so much that year that I can cover up for the losses. You get. What I mean is, if I lose these 5 trades, I have no problems, right? I've only taken 4 losses this year. I mean, I can take 5 extra to get. So it's not really a problem for me losing these trades. If I lose these 5 trades, I will go down from 20% to 15%. But also, I have running trades, right, which can still put me well back in profit. So I don't have a problem. Like I said, I have a buffer, which is what is giving me the confidence to take 5 of these trades at once. If that makes sense. And also, these are the trades that I've set up. I'm not picking 5 out of everything. These are the trades I've set up out of the entire watchlist I have at the moment. So yes, I have 5 open trades, which will bring my portfolio to 16 running trades. And these 5 trades have an open risk of 5%. Yes. But if all of these trades play out, if in the event that these trades play out, these 5 trades, I'm expecting about 20 RO on these trades. So is it worth the risk? I think it is. I'm expecting 4 times what I'm risking. So it is worth the risk, in fact. And remember, like when I added the other trade, I said that we're looking at somewhere around 55 to 58 hour on our trades. But now with these extra trades I've taken, we're expecting like 70 hour on the trades. 70 hour if all of these trades play out. That's insane. And another thing to think about is sometimes we might feel like 70 hour is not so much, but it is when we consider that the drawdown has been less than 3%. My drawdown this year has stayed below 3%. So when you think about that and think about the potential return that this trade can offer, you can see that it is a massive risk to reward. The reward is so great on the risk taken. So yes, these are the 5 new trades I'm taking, and I'll post them on the community once we're done with the session. But I wanted to explain like the asset class and the trades, and then help you understand that they're all the same. It's not like I did anything different. Just look at the same key levels and same entry pattern, same thing. So yes, I don't know if you guys have any questions concerning cryptos. If you do, then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Casey. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been too busy to check like other crypto, but I reached out to you some days back and I showed you that XRP. I really see a lot of like possibilities, and thank you for finally bringing it to the table, and probably I can have some confidence to start analyzing and expanding my portfolio also. So yeah. So I think for AVAX, I'm not sure of every other one, at least for now. For AVAX, I might get in. So because there is this pattern I'm seeing, so there is this strategy I use also, like a break of trend line. So if you check it on the daily time frame, so there is this tiny break line after that level. So which I think, based on my own system, is an added confluence. So I can confidently take that, and maybe one other one. And like I'm already on XRP. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think these are really, really there's a lot of potential with this. Hopefully the market cooperates with, or the market cooperates. So
Yeah,
is
we hope
this
so. Sorry,
something
which
like,
this is Avax, right? This is Avax. So this is what you're speaking about.
AVAX? So is that Binance? Is that on Binance?
That's my dad. So okay. So like, just to explain as well,
Okay.
when I look at any asset, like I said, I prefer to want to do that on like an exchange. So that's why I would just prefer to use Binance or
Okay.
Bybit. Binance, right? So that's what I would do. I would not want to look at Bits USD on like IC market. No, I have to make sure it comes from an exchange. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, if the market cooperates, that's beautiful. If it doesn't, then yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, currently on the XRP I'm currently like 1.2%, $1,200 up on it because I got an early entry. So I feel
yeah,
there is still this potential to move very well. Yeah.
yeah. There is actually there is. When I think about all the trades I just took today and how I'm so late on the entries, and if I had taken them like a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
or like some weeks ago, I would have been well in profit. I think the portfolio should have gone up to like maybe even 23-24% in running trades, but like that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, when it comes to things like this, when I realize that I'm late on the entries, I will take them either way. So I will take them because look at this. It's an extra 20 hour on the table, potential 20 hour on the table. I want to allow it to go because I'm late on the entries. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah. Any other questions, please?
So Cassie, about crypto, does it go in line with BTC as the way like BTC will trend? That's the way all the other crypto pairs will also trend, or it just trend it like individually?
It depends. I would say it depends on context, but for the most part, they will really follow Bitcoin. Most likely. Now, Bitcoin has formed new all-time highs, of course. They usually will follow Bitcoin, but not in every case. Not in every case. Some cryptos, I'll give you an example. I think DOT is like just headed like the other way. Let me see. So you see that just like in a different dimension altogether. So you would think that because Bitcoin is moving to the upside, every other crypto should be doing the same, but that's not the case. So this is different. I think Mana is also different. I think. Yeah, but this is just to show you that they will all move in the same way. So for the most part, yes, but not every single time. If that makes sense. Not every single time. Yes, any other questions?
Okay, I have one more question.
Mhm.
So I think last week I asked why you don't like trading exotics, and you said it's because of the swaps. So and currently on this XRP that I'm holding, I'm risking 1%, and I'm currently up 1,350 on 100K account. So the swap they are charging me currently, I think this trade should be like 1 month. Let me check the date. So I entered the trade 27th of 6th, and today is 10th. So and I'm currently like minus 81 in terms of swap. So is that a high swap
No,
charge?
that's not. That's okay. That's fine.
Okay, okay.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
because I checked pairs like GBP and ZD is $5. Eurocard is still a little bit high. Eurocard is like they charge me $30, and AUD is like $12.
You
NZD
see,
card is
for the
like
JPY,
48. Yeah.
the JPY is you actually get paid, right? If you check for the
Oh,
JPY to
oh
get
yeah,
positive.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. $12. I didn't notice
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I said for swaps, you don't. It's not always negative. So I think
Oh,
someone raised a
oh.
question here. Someone raised a question in the Discord chat. I think a few weeks ago, asking if swaps take all the profit when I close my trade, and I explained that it is not always the case. Sometimes you get paid for gold. I think gold as well you get paid if you're shorting gold. Most of the GPs get paid. Pound card I get paid for holding pound card as swap, right? So it's not every time you have negative swaps, but sometimes you do. Pound NZD is negative. Some of the pairs are
Okay,
negative.
okay.
Indices are also negative.
Oh,
Just
that's
like that. So
true.
it differs. It
Yeah,
differs. So
on
extra.
GBP and ZD is positive for me. I did not notice that, to be honest. I don't know they are positives too.
Oh yeah, there are positives. There are
Okay,
positives.
okay.
So
And
just keep that in mind. But like I said, for exotics, sometimes it's just too high.
okay,
Sometimes it's
okay.
just too high. So I'm just being very careful like before I step into that market. I don't think it's a market I want to delve into because again, like I said, I want training pairs. I'm not really seeing much of them to do that. I'm just watching, right? I'm just on the sidelines. When I get in, of course, I'll let you guys know if I'm going to do that. But until then, I think it just stay that way.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, for the rest of us who may not know now, so just check your trades. If you're holding long term trades, sometimes you get paid, right? It's not every time you pay to hold. Sometimes you get paid to hold trades. The JPY is especially that's one of the reasons why they're my favorite, right? So any other questions?
Okay, so did you say you send the setups to the group after this call, right?
I would just take a screenshot. There are too many. I will just take a screenshot of my phone and
Okay, okay.
send them.
I don't think my broker offer Avalanche. I would have loved to take that, but I have ADA and LTC. I can add it to my portfolio.
Yeah, you can add those too.
Yeah,
So the
just
brokers differ with what they offer. So that's why I have a plethora of them, and I can choose to use different brokers to see what they offer. So that's fine.
okay. All right.
All right, then. Anybody else has a question? Yes, feel free to ask. All right.
All right, well, let me find out how is for those of us who are now testing our trades, how's it going? Back testing. I think some of us here who are now trying to test, how has that been?
Okay, yeah, for me, even though I've been a little bit busy this summer, I've been trying to try to get some data from backtesting. So basically, it's more of long-term trading because my kind of schedule can never allow me to take all this intraday trade. So I've learned a lot from you, and I'm just trying to test out all those things you have been teaching us. And to be honest, it has been incredible. In fact, I was wowed getting all this data. And for instance, on Euro USD, I should have a complete data set from 1986 to 2024 already. So, and in total, I think I've taken like maybe 30 trades, and like it's about 70% win rate. I don't know how to put it, but the profit is way, way, way better than the losses. So for instance, some trade, even though the challenge of holding trade for 6 months, 7 months is here based on my record, but it's it is way better than just chasing trades around every day. And that's kind of giving me confidence. For instance, last week, I had to bring two new trades to you in your DM that, oh, I want to take this trade. I don't even need to wait for you. Why am I doing that? Because I've seen it in real time that, no, this actually works. So it's not just about you telling us that it works. It's about the fact that I've also seen it work in real time, and it just gives me that confidence. So far, I have some data on Euro USD, about 30 different trades, and I have some records. I don't have it right now in front of me. I have Euro CZK. I'm currently doing GBP USD. So, and I think with higher time frame trading, it's faster to backtest your data because yeah, like
Exactly.
yeah, you are looking at it from a bigger time frame. So once I map up the level, I just look for entries, and it's kind of faster. And yeah, overall, it has been incredible, and I hope I can do a lot more to get all this data. Thank you so much.
Of course, you're welcome. Yes, first hand experience from Yusuf. So, like I said, do the test. Right? Just check it out yourself. Test things out. Okay, you have the liberty to do so, and you can now see that Yusuf is starting to speak with confidence. And doesn't come from. It's not just coming from. It's coming from the fact that he's now doing the test, and he's not trying to carve out a system that will now work long term. You heard him say that he has tested Euro USD. He has like almost a complete data set from 1986 up until 2024. What it means is you have gone through Euro USD through and through, and then whenever something pops up on the chart, you have a better understanding of what you can expect. Also, to look at that data set for so long, it means that you're looking for like a particular kind of setup. You're not just waking up and trying to trade randomly. You're looking for something in particular. And that's the point, right? That's the point that we're trying to make. When we have that, when we have like a system, I don't know if you guys are getting my point. Like I said, it's a system. When you carve out a system, your confidence is just something else. It's through the roof because it's different. All right, you don't wake up and look for setups. You no longer have to look because you prepare setups beforehand. You actually wait for setups. You don't look for setups. You get. So I think Yusuf is having a fine experience. Yusuf, I think maybe by the end of the month, we'd like to see what you've done so far. And I think we hear from somebody else. Who else is testing? Okay, Yusuf, go ahead. I think you want to say something.
Yeah. I'll share with you anytime whenever I want to have a backtesting session review. I'll be happy to share the details. Thank you.
All right. That's beautiful. Anybody else who is testing so far? Or not really doing today, but
Yeah, sorry. One quick question. So how I do it is I just try to map the levels, and I keep screenshot of my my daily time frame where I take entry, the monthly time frame, and why I think that is important is because the monthly time frame will look like for a monthly breakout. So I try to keep a screenshot that shows if there was actually a monthly breakout before I enter the trade, and then there is like a 3 months time frame that shows the key level, why it is a key level. So do you think those three screenshots is enough to like give me enough data, or do you have suggestion of what kind of, or do I need to take a screenshot of the 12th month, which I think it might not be necessary, but do you have any other suggestion? So basically I take those three screenshots: daily time frame, monthly time. Okay, sorry, I take the weekly also and the monthly, not the 3 months actually, the monthly. So daily, weekly, and monthly, is that enough, or do you think I should go beyond that so that whenever I want to
Oh,
review, it will be easy to explain? Yeah.
okay. Well, I would say that as long as you're confident about the levels you're picking, then that's okay, because you don't really need to screenshot the 12-month time frame. As long as you went there, you picked out the level, came on the 6 month and 3 months, you picked out the level, then that's fine. You can have the daily, weekly, and monthly. I think that's okay.
Okay.
Also, to save you some stress, when you're testing, where when you guys are testing, for those of you who are waiting for that monthly breakout first, don't scale down to the daily time frame until you've. So what you start your test on the monthly, right? You test on the monthly, and it's when
Yes.
you see a breakout, you now go to the daily. So you don't have
Yes.
to start the daily.
Yeah.
You don't have to start on the
Yeah.
daily. Just do
Yeah.
it on the monthly. Whenever you see a breakout, then go on the daily and expect the pullback, right? But if you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
the breakout on the monthly, then there's no point of going down
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the daily. So
That's exactly what I do. Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Thank
think
you.
that's fine. That's fine. All right. All right. All right. So anybody else who is testing now, you if you guys have not tested so much, then that's fine. But whatever the case is, you will have to keep testing, right? Keep testing. Like I said, all the systems you trade, all the systems you individually trade, just test them, right? Test them and check. Check for yourself how they performed in the past, how well they will perform. Just test, right? You're simply going back in time and replicating the result. If you were trading live in that particular year, what would your result look like by trading that particular system? Also, when you test, try to quantify what you're looking for. Don't just test and this looks good. I buy here. This looks good. No, just try to make it like a system, right? Look for something. Remember, you're looking for patterns, right? Patterns, an edge. An edge is simply the probability of one thing happening over another. That's an edge in the market. So that's what you're looking for. You're not just trying to be random on the chart. You're looking for something that will give you an edge, something you can hold. Like I said, I can hold my system and take it anywhere. So any hedge fund, any institutions can beat my chest that it will perform even better than some of them. I do that because, like I said, now I can hold something. So you want to do the same, okay? And you'll be so surprised as to how you can come up with a beautiful system with so much dedication and so much testing and tracking too. Like I said, John. So these are the things I did. I'm just speaking from experience, and that's why I don't have a handbook when I teach. I just tell you what I've done, my experience so far, and you guys are seen as working. So I think it gives you the confidence to do the things I speak of. Right? When I say test, you say okay, you should test. When I say track, you say okay, yes, you should track. So these are the things I did, and you can see the effect yourself. So please, you can do this thing as well. I promise you, you make progress. You're all making progress, in fact. But I need to make more progress. That's the point. So it looks like there are no questions. So if there are no questions, then I think this is where we'll close the curtain. Okay, it was a wonderful session. Kind of short, but of course, straight to the point. But you guys are
Jason, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Please, I am not sure. I'm not so sure of your free time, if I may put it that way, or maybe time you're actually less busy or something. Because I would actually want to talk with you on something. Because you can see the last message I have to send, you're able to reply, I think, like days later or something. So I don't know if maybe tomorrow or next, so that I can actually get to discuss something with you.
When you say discuss, you mean like you want to reach out to them on Discord?
Yeah, of course, Discord. Then.
Okay, yeah, just text me. I think I'll be able to reply. Okay, just text me.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, all right. Okay, so yes, thank you guys for showing up. It warms my heart. Okay, I look forward to every session, and because of you guys, and because you show up, like I'm so happy to be here. So thank you guys for showing up, and let's work at it. Let's trade. Let's make money. Let's stay consistent. Today's Thursday. The market will close tomorrow, of course, and our next session will be on Monday. And as you guys are seeing, I mean, I want you guys to take a moment to reflect. Okay, after today, just take a moment to reflect on how far we've come. In just the twinkle of an eye, with the snap of our fingers, we are in the month of July. And I still recall the very first session we had towards the end of last year. And for those of you who were here, I told you guys that we are all going to make so much progress. That you're all going to look back at that day that we had a session and say, I have made so much progress. And I think you all can testify to that. You can all attest that the knowledge you have now, the education you have received so far, is worth so much, and it has been valuable to you. You are not the same person you were in December of 2024. You are way different. You understand the markets differently. You come onto the charts, your confidence, everything is just not the same. And you can be proud of that. I mean, so much, you can be proud because think about it, not everybody is here every Monday and Thursday. Some persons are not regular, some persons are not consistent, but you are. You're here, all of you, every Monday, every Thursday, as best as your circumstances can allow you. And that's why you've made so much progress. That is why, despite the fact that we have so many in the community, there is a clear distinction between you and some others in the community. I mean, think about it. So many persons have not attended live sessions for once, but you have. But you cannot compare their progress with yours. It's not the same. It's way different. So for some of you who are thinking about the hard work you put in, you can see the progress. And I think that's why you continue to come to the live session, because you can see that you're making progress. You don't have a reason to stop coming to the live session. There's no reason to stop. So that's the most I can say. So thank you guys for showing up. Okay, I'm happy. And I think we can, once again, 6 months from now, or by the end of this year, we can look back at now, July, and still say that we have made so much progress. Some of you might wonder, how can we make so much progress from what we're doing already? But we can't. So we're going to come back to this session, and you guys remember in December that you're not the person you will be then, it's not the person you are now. So once again, thank you so much, and I will see you guys on Monday. All right, you guys take care.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you, Casey. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Of course. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, George. Thanks, man.
Yes.
You're welcome, Carlos. You're welcome. So, stop recording.